Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads and must converses the channel. So, along with my boy Jack over at Rambling Raconteur and the wonderful Roz at Scallydandling about the books, I have hit my 1 year mark on BookTube and thought it'd be cool to kind of do a video where I just kind of reflect and share some of the things that come up in thinking that may help new booktubers and also may be fun for exploration for people who have been on BookTube for a while and had a channel for a while, and just what it's like to start a BookTube channel in the 2020 era, because obviously a lot of differences from even 2010 or 2000s if you were doing books and talking books and just the culture, you know what I mean, is different. I can say that I'm more inspired than I ever have been as a reader. And that's thanks to BookTube. That's thanks to the BookTube community. That's thanks to the people that are here, that I follow, that make great videos, that share what it is that they are reading. I think that now more than ever in my lifetime is a resurgence in reading. I think that there's more people interested in reading and getting wonderful books, getting into wonderful stories than ever before. It's so awesome to me to be able to turn on, to go to YouTube and be turned on to a new book that somebody has just read, and they're enthused about sharing, and they just share it and they're talking about it. I love to talk about books and I love to hear others talk about books, and it's a daily thing that I can find somebody or multiple people talking about what they just read and what they thought about it, whether they liked it or not. I like to hear people talk about books. So it's just a very encouraging thing and an inspiring thing that this community is actually out there, that there are so many people interested and all about reading great books and finding great stories and experiencing new stories, and they're not just stuck to the boob tube, right? They're not just stuck to this lowest common denominator storytelling, because there has been epic, great, amazing things out there that humans have done for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years with stories and telling stories. And that storytelling culture is not dead. Books are not dead, that's for sure. And it's not relegated to the screen. It's not. And so I just love and am inspired by seeing how vibrant and how much vitality there is in our community. It's awesome. It's very awesome. Another thing I wanted to say is just kind of how I've changed as a reader over being a year on BookTube. So BookTube will load up your TBR. BookTube will load up your books. If you're like me, I didn't spend any extra money of mine on anything but books. Even before BookTube, books was just my jam. But now I'm getting turned on, and this past year got turned on to so many more books and authors that I feel like I need to experience, that I've just acquired so many books. And I would say that how it's changed me, and in a positive way, is that now I'm way more apt to read multiple books at a time. I still keep a main focus book, and then I have a kind of a side book, and that side book will be a smaller book, or that side book will be a collection of short stories, something like that, most of the time. But I'm way more apt to pick up a book. I was the kind of person before, that I would not pick up a book until I was done with one that I was reading. And I was very, very solid on that stance, that was the type of reader that I was, and that I just don't read multiple things at once. Well, that kind of bleeds into an idea of, I wouldn't even crack a book if I was, I'm always reading a book. So I wouldn't even crack a book and like read the introduction or read, the first couple of pages or whatever, get a feel for the writing style, things like that. I wouldn't do that before. And now I'm way more apt to do that. I feel freer as a reader because of seeing how so many different people read, and everybody sharing the tags and things like that do very well to share how we are as readers, and to help people to branch out and to see that there's no wrong way to read. There's no wrong way to experience these works. Just do it. Just do it. So I'm very thankful for that. I've read a lot more because of it, and I've experienced things that I would never have experienced if I didn't start this channel. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is probably at the top of that list of things that I would never have experienced if I didn't start the channel. But I'm so happy I did. What a master of dialogue, right? I would never have known what I was missing out on with the amazing command of dialogue that Austen has had and exudes in her storytelling. It's awesome. Another thing is, before I started the BookTube channel, I was more of a critical person when it comes to other readers. I was more critical of other readers, like to say, if they were just reading, light stuff that's just, genre fiction or something like that. Say somebody just, hey, do you read? Yeah, I read all the time. And I'm like, hey, well, what do you read? And they're like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm working through James Patterson right now. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. See you later. You know what I mean? Like, I just wouldn't care. You know what I mean? And would almost discredit that as like not real reading or something like that. Some weird thing like that. That's not exactly right, but I think you get what I'm saying. That it's just like, I have had this kind of overly critical kind of look toward readers and what reading is. Well, what reading is how I did it, or close to, or something like how I did it, and what I was interested in, and what I was interested in reading, and that kind of stuff. And it was more closed off, and BookTube is so wonderful for broadening your horizons in this kind of thing. And I see that, there's these readers out there that are reading, just genre horror, for example, all the time. Somebody like Kelly Hooked on Books. I'm not meaning to pick on you, but I love your channel. And she's a voracious reader. She's a reader that loves reading and loves stories, and will do a video on a story and say, yeah, well, this story was all right, it kind of sucked, but I liked it because of this way or that way. Or then do another one and say, oh, this story was great. I totally recommend it. This was an awesome experience. And, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You know what I mean? It's wonderful, actually. And there's so many booktubers like that are so different than how I read. And they are wonderful readers. And so I've gotten a respect for readers that I didn't have before, and softened my critical view of what it means to be a reader kind of thing. We're all here to experience stories and to love the word, love the written word, right? And so I thank everybody that is part of the community and stuff for these kind of perspective changes that has come from my first year of BookTube. It's very, very cool. There's something else that I wanted to touch on. I don't know if I can remember what it is right now. I did want to just express my gratitude for there being a community like this, because it's so inspiring that there is actually people out there that are such voracious readers, so in love with the story, the written down, and the uh imaginative exertion of reading and letting your imagination flow and take you somewhere and getting into a story and seeing what an author is doing. I love the analytical side of reading just as much as people being Una and Crypto over their Codex Cantina, right? I love it. I love the analytical side, and I'm a critical thinker as far as what I read, and I'm a very active reader. But when I find those stories that is like Perdido Street Station by China Mieville or something, where I just fall into the story, and then I'm just like, I can't be critical, because it's such an overwhelmingly awesome imaginative experience that then I'm just in the pure pleasure of reading, the pure pleasure of experiencing a story. And I've grown in all those kind of ways through my first year of BookTube. So thank you for being along with me for the first year BookTube. And we have a lot more on the way for the second year, 2021. Second year is going to be better than the first, for sure. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about anything that I've said. Let me know what you, if it inspired you in any kind of way, any kind of thoughts. Because I love books. Thank you. Catch you on the next one, BookTube. Bye-bye.